This is Arlene White Swan. Welcome to the Mysterious Domain Movie Palace. Tonight I want to present to you 1960s Blood and Roses, directed by Roger Vadim. Stars Mel Ferrer, Annette Vadim, who is actually Annette Streuberg, but at the time she was called Annette Vadim because she was married to Roger Vadim, and Elsa Martinelli. Now this film has a kind of a strange history, I suppose. So it's made in 1960, based again on Sheridan Le Fanu's Carmilla, though it does take quite a few liberties with the story. And it's kind of a hard one to find. It's considered rare, and it has different versions. So I had seen a version online that had subtitles, and I was intrigued with it because it has a lot of really beautiful, iconic images in it. And there's something quite poignant about it. And I found a copy, because when I thought I wanted to share it at the Movie Palace, I found a copy of the uncut French version. Now, this French version is all in German, and I suppose it's because the Karnsteins were Austrian, like Austrian-Hungarian Empire, right, where they have vampires and stuff like that. So it was all in German with really terrible English subtitles. I mean, I don't speak German, so I wouldn't know exactly like how bad the subtitles were, except that they just were bad dialogue. I mean, you know, if you read good books or you read enough or you see enough films, you know bad dialogue when you see it, and it makes it really hard to follow the story. And I'm not personally, I came of age in a time when it was considered to be there was a kind of snooty attitude towards dubbed films, and I think that came out of the 60s. A lot of these Italian epics that had these dubbed actors, because the Italians don't mind dubbing, you know, and because they know that the whole point is to watch the film, not to read it. And I really myself, I don't like having to go like this. I'm trying to sit, I missed something because I'm reading the subtitle. I mean, it's just, to me, I'd rather have it be dubbed. So I guess that's, I'm unsophisticated foreign film viewer. So anyway, by a little twist of fate, I got into my hands a version that's dubbed in English. And it's not only dubbed in English, so I don't have to read the film. It's a much better cut. The only flaw about it is that the image part is not as sharp and clear like it might have been a VHS that was put onto a DVD. It's not unwatchable, but it's a little fuzzy. But what it lacks in sharpness and clarity, it more than makes up for in the way that it was cut. So the story makes total sense instead of you kind of going, what the heck is going on? And also it's a better photography in the sense it's in Technicolor, like a lot of the films at that time were. But the German French version, or the French uncut French version that's in German, has very, inside the house, for instance, the colors are very acidic and bright, and it's not unattractive, but it is kind of hard on the eyes. And it interferes with the interactions of the characters, because I'm not watching this film for a lesson in home decor, really, even though I love sets and costumes. Sometimes that's my favorite part of, like, when I go to the theater, sometimes I like the sets and costumes the best, but it's more that it interferes. It just does. And this film, it has the earthy tones, it has the normal colors, so you can focus on what's going on between the characters. And there's a lot going on between the characters. And also, It's a dream sequence in my dubbed English version, which is the one I'm going to show you. It's just so superior to the other one. It makes sense. All of a sudden, you understand what that dream is about. So the other interesting thing about this film that occurred to me after watching this a few times, it's not a horror film really. I think it's more of a romance. So it's a vampire story. It's Carmilla. Annette Vadim is a Karnstein, and there's an ancestor, obviously Carmilla, and her name is Carmilla, and she kind of becomes this ancestor, but you can't really say for sure whether she really did become a vampire or if it's psychological. And I like the ambiguity. I wouldn't try to say it's one or the other because the ambiguity is what's one of the beauties of this film. She's got a forlorn, unrequited love. And really, the story is less about vampirism than it is about heartbreak. And when you realize that, it's really deep. It really will move you because when you realize what she's going through in her delusion or in her possession, she feels that she's been going through this for centuries. So it's a very powerful film, and I really hope you enjoy it. It's got, like I said, some beautiful iconic images. It's just kind of the way the story's told is really beautiful. So on that note, I hope, when you come here and you watch these films, if you like, share and subscribe. It really helps me to be able to keep doing this. I have some really obscure films that I want to share, and I don't know how much audience there is for that, but whoever they are that are out there, I hope they can find these, and people that would appreciate it can find them. And that helps me when you like them and share and subscribe. And hit the bell, because I know I've been I have trouble being consistent about making videos. So yeah, so thank you. I hope you enjoy 1960s Blood and Roses.